Enzo Fernandez has reiterated his commitment to Chelsea after rejecting the advances of several Atletico Madrid players during the international break. Despite being linked with a number of big European clubs, including Real Madrid, the Argentine midfielder has insisted that he is still focused on playing for the Blues. Reports from Spain state that 5 Atletico players who play for the Argentina national team, including Rodrigo de Paul and Angel Correa, tried to convince Fernandez to join them. However, the midfielder firmly rejected the offer and stated that he was not interested in moving to the Wanda Metropolitano. This decision shows Fernandez's loyalty to Chelsea, especially after he returned to being an important part of Enzo Maresca's scheme. Despite being hampered by injuries, he is now back to playing regularly and even holds the status of vice-captain. However, the presence of young midfielders such as Dario Esugo and the return of André Santos from a loan period could increase competition in Chelsea's midfield. While Atletico have failed to persuade him, Real Madrid are said to be monitoring Fernandez's situation. With Luka Modric getting older, Los Blancos are continuing to look for players who can be a successor in midfield. If Chelsea fail to maintain their competitiveness, it is not impossible that Fernandez will consider other options in the future. For now, Chelsea can still breathe a sigh of relief. However, they must continue to maintain their ambitious project if they want to keep Fernandez in the long term. Chelsea appear to be closing in on securing Victor Osimhen this summer. The Nigerian star has been a target for a number of top clubs, especially after his brilliant season at Napoli, which saw the club win the Serie A title for the first time in over 30 years. What makes Osimhen appealing to Chelsea? Osimhen, who has a strong physique, incredible pace, and a prolific goal-scoring ability, is seen as the solution to strengthen Chelsea's attack, which has been hampered by its performance at times. New Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca is reportedly very interested in Osimhen's qualities, which can provide depth and sharpness in the front line. Competition for Osimhen's signing. However, Chelsea are not the only club interested in signing the 24-year-old. Other big clubs, including Manchester United and Arsenal, are also considering bringing Osimhen in. There are even reports that Paris Saint-Germain are also in the hunt. Napoli are not believed to be willing to let Osimhen go for cheap. Despite claims that Napoli's asking price for their star striker could reach around 120 million euros or more, Chelsea are thought to have the financial wherewithal to meet that demand, especially having avoided breaking PSR rules. Will Osimhen join Chelsea? Chelsea are now in a stronger position in the race for Osimhen, given their status as a Premier League powerhouse with huge potential in the transfer market. With a new manager and ambitious plans to rebuild their squad, Chelsea are ready to make an attractive offer for Osimhen, both in terms of wages and the opportunity to play at the highest level. The battle for Osimhen's signature is predicted to be one of the biggest transfer sagas of the summer, and Chelsea will be hoping to capitalize on it to bolster their squad with a much-desired striker. Arsenal and Chelsea are reportedly set to make a €35 to 40 million bid for Barcelona midfielder Marc Casado in the summer transfer window. The 21-year-old, who has been a revelation for Barcelona this season, is expected to attract interest from the Premier League's top clubs, although the move could prove to be a test of Barcelona's ability to retain their La Masia product. Casado has been a key player in Barcelona's midfield, impressing under Hansi Flick and helping the team to a positive start to the season. His presence on the pitch has attracted interest from Arsenal and Chelsea, with Arsenal keen to strengthen their midfield following the reported departure of Thomas Partey, while Chelsea are also interested in Casado's style of play, which fits their transfer policy. However, while Barcelona are desperate to cut costs, selling a young player like Casado would be a tough call. The Spaniard is a genuine La Masia talent with huge potential. But with the club's financial problems, Barcelona may have to consider a big offer to ease their financial burden. Some reports have suggested that Casado has lost his place in the starting 11 following the return of Frenkie de Jong, who is now preferred by Flick. However, Casado has previously been a regular starter, and his recent injury could change that somewhat. However, Barcelona are reportedly still reluctant to let one of their best young talents go, despite increasingly tempting offers from Arsenal and Chelsea. With 35 euros to 40 million considered a low price for a young player with Casado's potential, Barcelona are likely to hold off on selling him unless a much higher offer comes in. However, with the financial strains, Casado could be one of the assets they should consider selling. Will Casado continue his career at Barcelona? Or will Arsenal and Chelsea be able to convince the club to let the young talent go? Chelsea are reportedly confident of landing Marc Guehi in the summer transfer window, with the club making the Crystal Palace defender their top priority. Sources close to the club have revealed that Chelsea feel they have a strong chance of bringing the 24-year-old back to Stamford Bridge, despite competition from other Premier League clubs. Guehi, who joined Crystal Palace on a permanent deal in 2021 for £18 million, was part of Chelsea's academy before establishing himself as a key player at Palace. His consistent performances have caught the eye of a number of top clubs, and Chelsea, who are looking to strengthen their defensive options, see him as an ideal addition to their squad. With Guehi entering the final year of his contract at Palace, there is a growing belief that the England international could return to Chelsea, given the emotional attachment he has to the club. Sources say that Chelsea believe Guehi would be open to a return if given the opportunity. Guehi is currently on a £50,000 a week contract with Palace, but the club have been unable to persuade him to extend his stay until 2026. This opens up the possibility for Chelsea to strike a deal, especially as Guehi would attract huge interest given his consistent performances. Enzo Maresca is keen to strengthen his backline and sees Guehi as a player who can bring experience and leadership. Guehi's ability to play as a solid centre-back makes him a valuable target, especially given his status as an English player who fits Chelsea's long-term squad development plans. Despite interest in other defenders such as Dean Huijsen, Chelsea have decided to focus on Guehi, as they feel the former Chelsea Academy graduate has the potential to make the move. With a track record in the Premier League and consistent performances for Crystal Palace, Guehi could make an immediate impact at Chelsea. Ahead of the transfer window opening, Chelsea are optimistic about securing Guehi's signature and bringing him back to Stamford Bridge, a major defensive reinforcement for the club's future ambitions. Chelsea are increasingly serious about finding additional strength in the front line. This time, Thierno Barry, the young Villarreal striker who has performed exceptionally in La Liga, has entered the Blues' transfer radar. The latest report states that Enzo Maresca is ready to submit a €40 million offer to bring the French player to Stamford Bridge. Barry only joined Villarreal last summer from FC Basel for only €14 million. However, his impressive performance immediately made his market value soar threefold. In 27 La Liga matches, Barry has recorded 9 goals and 3 assists, making him one of the most promising young strikers in Spain. Chelsea are interested in his speed, physical strength, and goal instinct. They see Barry as the perfect addition to support Nicolas Jackson, considering Maresca's game plan, which requires a striker with high roaming ability. Chelsea seems serious about getting Barry by preparing a €40 million offer. However, Villarreal certainly will not let go of their key player just like that. They will only negotiate if there is an offer that really benefits the club. Meanwhile, Barry's side are reportedly interested in the opportunity to play in the Premier League, but will consider all options before making a decision. Should this deal go through, Barry could be Chelsea's new weapon in their quest to return to the top flight of English football.